All right, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about something that affects pretty much all of us, desire. And more specifically, why it so often feels like, well, like suffering. We're going to unpack a pretty wild idea that maybe, just maybe, we're causing our own pain without even realizing it. So let me ask you this, and I want you to be really honest with yourself. Does your life sometimes feel like you're just running, constantly chasing the next thing? The next goal, the next purchase, the next achievement. It's like a race that never, ever ends. This question really gets to the core of what we're exploring today. Okay, so let's start with the first big idea here. The problem isn't just one single desire, it's the very nature of desire itself. And a great way to think about it is as an endless, unbreakable chain. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly describes that frustrating cycle. It's kind of like a tiny spark that, before you know it, turns into a huge bonfire. You hit one goal, you get the thing you wanted, and for a split second, you feel great. But then almost immediately, your mind is like, okay, what's next? And suddenly, you've got three new things you want. It's a race you literally cannot win. So if desire is this endless chain, what's driving it? The source material we're looking at has a fascinating way of framing it. It's not just a bad habit, it's more like an affliction, almost like a virus that gets into your system, a virus called more. And this isn't just some philosophical theory. There's a real, scientifically documented consequence to this constant chase for more. It's a condition called anhedonia. Basically, the more you chase those big, shiny rewards, the less pleasure you actually get from them. And worse, you start losing the joy you used to find in simple, everyday things. The chase literally rewires your brain to be dissatisfied. It's pretty scary when you think about it. So this virus, its whole job is to make you focus on one thing and one thing only: what's missing. It's that nagging voice in your head that's always pointing out what you don't have. It's a mindset that makes real, lasting contentment pretty much impossible. But here's the good news: there is a defense. There's a vaccine, or a mask, if you will. It's called Vivek. Now, in Sanskrit, Vivek means wisdom or discernment. It's that ability to see things for what they really are, to tell the difference between what's truly important and what's just noise. It's your protection. We've talked about the problem, the virus, the chain, but the solution is where things get really, really interesting and, honestly, a little bit radical. Let that one sink in for a second. Think of all the energy we spend trying to control our desires or trying to fulfill them. We fight them, we manage them, we chase them. But what if we've got it all wrong? What if the wanting itself isn't what's actually causing all the pain? And here it is, this is the big twist. The pain doesn't come from wanting something. It comes from being rigidly attached to an outcome. It comes from the expectations we put on other people, on life, on ourselves. That attachment, that fixed idea of how things should be, that's the nail. And we are choosing to sit on it. So what's the fix? You're not going to believe how simple this is. We don't need some complex 10-step program to deal with the pain. We don't need a cushion to put over the nail or medicine to numb the hurt. The solution is just to get up, to release that expectation and simply walk away from the thing that's hurting you. I mean, just look at the difference here. On the left, that's our typical reaction, right? We analyze the nail, we try to bend it, we complain about the chair it's in, we look for ways to manage the pain. But look at the right. The simple, incredibly powerful solution is just to leave the spot, to change your position, let go of the thing causing the pain, and just end it. Okay, so you've stood up from the nail. Fantastic. But how do you stop yourself from wandering around and accidentally sitting on a new one? Well, that brings us to our final super practical strategy, adopting what you could call a no-entry mindset. Think of your mind like it's your house. You've got a front door, right? You probably wouldn't just let any random stranger wander in off the street and start rearranging your furniture. And yet, that's what we do with our minds all the time. We let new, pointless desires just walk right in and take up space. The idea here is to become the gatekeeper of your own mind. This is the sign you hang on that door. You nail it right there. It becomes your new mantra. This is an active, conscious decision. It's not about never having goals again. It's about stopping that automatic, endless creation of new wants that pop up from comparing yourself to others or just from boredom. You just slam the door shut. So how do you actually do this? How do you guard the door? Well, it boils down to three key things. First, you actively practice gratitude. You look around and acknowledge that what you have right now is enough. Second, you get good at spotting a new, useless desire at the door, and you consciously block it from entering. And third, you realize that every new desire you let in drains your energy, precious energy you could be using for things that actually matter. Wow, okay, we've covered a lot of ground, from desire being a virus to us sitting on a nail of our own expectations. So let's bring it all home and distill this down to one final, powerful takeaway. It translates to this: leave desire, get up from the nail, live happily. And that's really the whole thing in a nutshell. The path to a peaceful, happy life isn't about finally getting everything you ever wanted. It's about realizing that the pain you feel is coming from a nail of your own making, choosing to stand up, and then guarding your mind so you can live freely, happily, and a whole lot lighter.